Linda, 65, lives in a small, pretty house on the outskirts of Portland, Oregon. Her house is located on a gentle slope, behind which is a small garden full of purple lavender and rose bushes that bloom every summer. But there is one thing that few people know. Despite living in such a beautiful setting, every morning when Linda wakes up, she still feels tired and heavy. Since retiring, her schedule has become chaotic. Before, she woke up early every morning to go to work, had a clear schedule, had a full breakfast, and a clear mind. But after she no longer had a job, she allowed herself to stay up late to watch movies, read books, or simply toss and turn thinking. Those late nights dragged on and made her gradually tired and bored. In the morning, the sound of birds chirping outside the window was not enough to pull her out of her warm bed. She often woke up late, her mind heavy, her eyes stinging. Fatigue made her lazy to eat breakfast, and the lethargy lasted until noon. Some days, she sat absent-mindedly for hours at the kitchen table, looking out into the garden without any energy to start a new day. Until one day, her daughter, Emily, came to visit. Seeing her mother like that, Emily quietly took a small book from her bag and put it on the table. "Mom, try reading this. I know you're tired in the morning, and I think you just need to change a few small habits." The book talked about natural biological rhythms and how to create positive energy every morning. Mrs. Linda picked up the book, smiled slightly, and suddenly felt a little curious. That night, she didn't stay up late anymore. Instead, she put the book on the nightstand and decided to try a change. The next morning, she woke up earlier than usual. The dim light of dawn crept through the curtains, gently touching her face. Instead of rushing to get up or rolling over to sleep, she lay still for a minute, closed her eyes, and took a deep breath. For the first time in months, she felt the gentle stillness of the early morning. Getting out of bed, she made herself a cup of warm water. Not strong coffee as usual, just pure warm water with a thin slice of lemon. The slight sourness and warmth spreading through her body made her feel more comfortable and alert. She sat on the porch, watching the garden begin to wake up. Dewdrops glistening on the petals, a few sparrows chirping on the high branches. From that day on, she started to maintain the habit, waking up a little earlier in the morning, taking 5 minutes to breathe deeply, and drinking a cup of warm water instead of coffee. She realized that her body did not need the stimulation of caffeine, but only needed to be gently awakened by delicate care. The second habit she adopted was to limit the use of phones and electronic devices in the evening. In the past, she would surf the news or watch long movies until late at night, which would stress her mind and cause her to have trouble sleeping. Now, an hour before bed, she turns off her phone and instead reads a light book or writes a few lines in her diary. Simple lines help her relax her mind and close the day with gratitude. And when her mind is at ease, sleep comes naturally, deeper and more peacefully. The third habit that Linda loves is to spend a few minutes on the porch every morning to breathe and stretch her body gently. She doesn't do elaborate yoga, just simple movements like stretching her back, rotating her wrists, ankles, and stretching her shoulders in the gentle morning sunlight. Her body seems to wake up little by little, and after only 5 to 10 minutes, she feels refreshed and light to start the day. In addition to adding good habits, she also learned to give up 2 bad habits that she had previously ignored. The first was the habit of eating a lot of sweets in the evening. Whenever she felt hungry, she would take out a few cookies or candies to munch on. But this caused her blood sugar to fluctuate, causing her to sleep poorly and feel more tired the next morning. Now, she replaces it with a cup of warm herbal tea and a few slices of apple or almonds if needed. The second bad habit she gave up was staying up late. In the past, she used to think, "It's okay to stay up late if I don't have to go to work anymore." But after many times feeling heavy the next morning, she understood that sleeping on time is the greatest gift she can give her body. She practiced turning off the lights at 10 p.m. and letting her body rest completely. Those small changes, seemingly simple, brought surprising results. After just a few weeks, Linda found that she woke up earlier, no longer feeling tired or heavy-headed when getting out of bed. Mornings became her favorite time of the day. She started cooking simple but nutritious breakfasts, a bowl of oatmeal with berries, a slice of toast with butter and a boiled egg, and a glass of warm water. When she had energy in the morning, she also spent time walking around the neighborhood, chatting with neighbors, tending to her small garden, and sometimes attending community cooking classes. Her children also noticed that her mother's voice was much happier when they called, and she often told jokes like before. Once during a weekend lunch with the family, her granddaughter, Lily, hugged her and said, "Grandma, Ishi always smiles. I love seeing you like this." Mrs. Linda smiled, looking around the dining table where her children and grandchildren gathered, and her heart was filled with warmth. She understood that it all started with the small habits she chose every day. Mrs. Linda's story is proof that fatigue is not inevitable. As long as we know how to listen to our bodies, gently change little by little, we will find freshness and energy every morning. If you are listening to this story and feel sluggish and lacking energy when you wake up, try starting with 3 small things. Drink warm water in the morning, limit your phone before going to bed, and take a few minutes in the morning to stretch and breathe. You will be surprised at the positive changes in your body and soul. Thank you for listening to Mrs. Linda's story. If you love inspirational stories and tips for healthy living after 60, don't forget to subscribe to the Aging Gracefully channel. We will see each other again in the future. Next video, where I will share more small things that are enough to help you live happily, healthily, and full of energy every day. See you soon.